Greetings and welcome to Pinball Help. Mike here. I know it's been a while since I've put a video up and I really apologize for that. I've been wanting to put more videos out. I've just been so busy with some other stuff, but I haven't forgotten. So please feel free to keep writing and letting me know, leaving comments, and of course subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and there will be a lot more. So today I am going to talk about Stern's Godzilla. I've got the Pro version here. We're going to talk about the difference between the Pro and the Premium and what you should get, what's the better version and all of that. This is going to be my first impression. I've had the game literally about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I'm just still learning it. This is still a very early version of the code, but I thought it might be fun to just capture my first impression of this. I've seen a lot of videos of people playing this game, but they haven't really talked about the playfield layout and the details, and I really want to talk about what's in this game and what I like about it, and hopefully just share with you, and maybe it'll help you make some decisions or whatever. So anyway, what I've got here is the Stern Godzilla Pro game. This is basically the only version I really could afford. The premiums are now super expensive. I paid about $2,000 more than I did for Jurassic Park and Iron Maiden. So the prices for even the low-level versions of these games have gone up quite a bit. Now, presumably, adding the Insider Connected system is going to be standard with a lot of these games, and they're saying that's part of the price, but that really doesn't justify as much as it's being marked up. I guess there's a higher demand, who knows, supply chain issues, there's a million reasons. But anyway, prices have gone up on these games. As an operator, I don't know if this is economically viable for me to buy games at this price point and be able to see a significant return on them. But, I'm going to give it a try. So, we've got the Stern Godzilla Pro version here. I've had a chance to play both the Premium and the Pro, and I want to comment about it because I think there's a lot of people that have very strong opinions. I think there's also some stuff that I disagree with that people are saying out there about the difference between the games. So I'm going to give you my first impression of the game, and I'm going to do a more detailed pinball showcase of this game where I talk about how the rules work and everything. But initially, I'm just going to give you some first impressions. So basically, I love the art. Zombie Yeti, typically, Jeremy Packard, just can't go wrong with this. His artwork is really, really lovely. It works great in this machine. I originally wasn't looking to get a Godzilla because I already had a Jurassic Park, another Elwyn game, and I thought, how much different could it be, And to be honest, I never played this before I ordered it. I've been wanting to get a game for a while, and this was kind of the only one that kind of popped up that I was able to get. So I took a chance on it, and of course, there's so many good positive reviews and glowing reviews about this game that I generally figure, if that much of the community really likes it, I can't go wrong. And it's also an Elwyn game, and every single game that he's created, I think, is just turned out to be amazing. I think he's the best designer out today. And I think this game is no exception. I continue to be really impressed and pleased with this game. It is fundamentally a bit different from the other games that we have. Our top games right now are going to be Jurassic Park, Iron Maiden, Deadpool, and I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead. That's also one of my favorite Sterns right now, even though that's a bit of an old game. But those are just all superlative games. So let's talk about Godzilla. The Pro version is obviously significantly cheaper than the premium version, and there's a number of things that are different about the game. The question is what is the better playing game, Pro or premium? Is it really worth the extra money? So let's talk about what the major differences are in the game. For example, the main difference is going to be this building here. That building in the premium version actually animates and sinks. It's a ball lock for the Godzilla multi-ball, and the way it works in the premium, and what you do is you have basically cause damage to the building, and you see these LEDs in front. That indicates the level of damage, upper and lower. by hitting the left and the right ramp and then shooting the building a bunch of times, you cause more damage. When you cause enough damage, it lights lock. When you lock the balls, then on the premium, the building sinks. It just goes down. It reminds me of, the mechanism is kind of like the mechanism in Doctor Who that goes down, but it's a ball lock, more like the one on, Stern Raiders of the Lost Ark, or Aerosmith, where the balls are all up here in the top and they just get all dumped down all at once. Usually a couple of them drain right away. I think that's, it's okay. It's neat to see the building sink, but all of those extra mechs tend to kind of interrupt the flow of the game. There's a lot more stop and go in the premium version than there is in the Pro. And I think that detracts from the overall game experience. I also don't think the up and down building really adds anything significant to the gameplay. It does give you the opportunity to do a few more plunger shots, to do skill shots, whereas in the Pro version, at least with the current software version we have, once the Godzilla multi-ball is qualified, you just make one shot and it shoots the three balls. It's pretty interesting what they do in the Pro. The earlier version I had, once it was qualified, you shot the tower and bam, it started multi-ball. Then a code update did something very clever. So right here is a captive ball magnet. It's a magnet with a captive ball behind it. And that is probably one of the most unique mechanisms in the game, and it's the same in both the Pro and the Premium, and it's really amazing. But what this can do is it can catch the ball and whip it around, but it can also hold the ball. In the Pro version, in the Premium version, as I said, you lock three balls, a vertical up kicker, stacks them on top. This thing sinks, and the multi-ball starts. It's neat, but once you've seen it, you're over it, On the Pro, with the new 0.87 software update, once you start, there's no ball locks, right? So once you shoot the ball in here to start it, the magnet grabs it and holds it right here. And then this thing kicks two more balls out while the magnet is still magnetized. And if it all goes well, all three balls will stick in a cluster here, and then it'll cut the electromagnet and they'll all fall down. So you get the exact same action that you would with the sinking tower through the magnet. Plus, it's a little bit off center, so it's a much cooler, more fun start to multi-ball, because usually when this thing comes off here, it just goes straight down the middle. But here, they'll come down here, it'll hit the slingshot, creates a lot more fun. I actually like I don't care whether or not I have to lock ball 2 and ball 3 or whatever to start it. I don't know if that's something that's going to be changed in a new code update, but the way it is right now on the Pro, once you qualify the building, and this is by doing damage to the building, and you hit bunches of shots, and you see it turns from yellow to red, showing how much damage. When there's enough damage to the building, that's how you qualify the shot, and then you shoot up the center to lock the ball or start it, depending upon what version game you have. It's pretty cool. That is one major difference. Another difference between the Pro and the Premium is this section right here is a bridge. It's a bridge on the Premium, and it's a cool looking bridge. I really like the look of it. And it's got, I guess, coils controlling it on either one or both sides, and it animates like it's collapsing. I say it like it's collapsing. When there's a bridge multi-ball, and I think basically the more you hammer the electromagnet is what starts to qualify this bridge multi-ball, but you destroy, I guess, this London Bridge or whatever bridge they're calling it. Here it's just a ramp coming out, a wireframe coming out. But on the Premium, it's a nice, neat mechanism there. And then when you start bridge multi-ball, it actually animates that thing, and it looks like a dancing bridge. It's the goofiest, weirdest thing I've ever seen. It reminds me a lot of that target in what is it? Jesus, the dancing target. I'm not going to remember. But anyway, it's like the bridge has a seizure. I think it's stupid. I could care less. I mean, I could see somebody making a cosmetic thing that looked a little bit like a bridge there, and the fact that there's no mechanism so the bridge doesn't collapse, could care less. It's just window dressing. Um, Now there are some things that I think you can update your Pro to make it more like the premium. This is the Godzilla. This is all you get. You get a little piece of plastic Godzilla right there. Let's zoom in on this wonderful. There is your Godzilla, and Godzilla is a piece of plastic with Godzilla. I'm sure they've got little 3D Godzillas that you can put in there that are even cooler. Same thing with Mechazilla over here. On the premium, this is actually a molded Mechazilla that has a magnet in it. Let's talk about this whole area right here, which is different between the Pro and the premium. So this is the flying saucer, and this is Mechazilla. And on the premium, probably the one cool mech that I miss the most between the Pro and the premium is the flying saucer, because it spins around. It's got a ramp, and the ball shoots up to hit Mechazilla, and Mechazilla will hold the ball. It's a neat mechanism, but what I really like is the flying saucer and how it turns around, and the lights, I think, are in the saucer, and it really does look kind of creepy and sci-fi-ish, and I like that. I think the look of it, it's a very cool, neat toy, but the functionality of the Pro, I think, is a better overall game. It's not worth all of the hassle for the premium to get that little saucer. But it is nice because the saucer will turn, and then you got 3 targets, and then it turns in certain other times. So it makes the game a little bit different as far as qualifying things on the premium, because the saucer flips around and you can't always make a shot for Mechazilla. But is it worth the money? No. It's probably my favorite mech in the premium, though. But I will not miss it one bit, because this whole section is just so cool. There's just so much neat flow here. You've got this left orbit shot with the spinner that can come around and loop up there, or if it can loop around here. You can shoot around here. With this flipper, you can send the ball up there for an upper loop, or you can shoot it down here for what they call a tail whip. There's so many neat combos you can do where the ball is from here, left, right, up, down. It's a very, very, that's what I think I'm looking forward to most of all, is really being able to dial in some of these shots. The left ramp and the right ramp are hard shots to do, but they're very important to be able to start these monster modes. And I'll talk more in another video about the actual rule set. Right now, I just want to talk about some of the fundamental differences between the Pro and the Premium. So you've got your bridge, you've got your molded characters, you've got the building which sinks, you've got the flying saucer. I think those are all the major things. There may be something I'm leaving out. So I don't find that any of the premium mechanics fundamentally make the game more fun to play or more enjoyable. Does it make the game a little more challenging? That depends on your, I think it would matter of personal preference. I don't know if it really does make the game more challenging. It might make it a little bit harder in some aspects with that saucer, the way it turns around and hides that shot around to the right. I do think the premium is much more stop and go. There's more mechanisms and things that happen that will stop the game. This game is kind of stop and go in certain spots, but on the Pro, it's primarily when you just hit the scoop, or you shoot the building and then it captures the ball for the destruction jackpot, where it'll drop it off the magnet to the upper flipper and shoot it up there. There's a couple of times where it will stop the gameplay, but for the most part, it's pretty heated and it's pretty fast-paced, and I think the Pro is clearly the better game, and I can't see the premium being worth the money. But there's some people that, that's what they want. They want kind of a trophy game, and I will say the premium is a it's a really nice game. I don't think it's worth the money, but if you've got money to burn, you know, go for it. If I had tons and tons of money, I don't know. I'll tell you this though, as an operator, I would still probably put the Pro out because there's just less to go wrong in it. Even though I think the premium mechanisms don't, if they fail, they may or may not fundamentally mess up gameplay. I don't know, except the building probably could. If that broke, I don't know if the software would be able to work around it. Who knows? But the Pro, great game. I'm looking forward to putting more time on it, and I hope you get a chance to play this more. And let me know what you think. Give me your comments about Pro versus Premium, and we'll talk more about it later. And stay tuned. There's going to be more videos coming. So until next time, thanks for watching.